What's up guys, and welcome back to another video on V for Voter. I know it's been a really long time since I've done this. It feels a little bit weird setting up lights and cameras and things, but anyways, I'm back, I'm doing this. Let's not talk about that too much. Today we're talking about Anthem. Anthem finally came out, the demo. I've been talking about this for years. I really just want like a demo to play again, rather than just like a beta or whatever it is that they normally do. I suppose it is still a beta. But yeah, they gave us 3 levels to play on, and they gave us some javelins to play with to test the game out. So yeah, this is just my feeling around the game and my little review, if you want to call it that. Yeah, so let's get right into it. I just wanted to talk about a few topics. I wanted to do some 5 sort of rad and sad things I liked about the game, what I didn't like about the game. The initial feeling immediately off the bat is that it is kind of like a Destiny style game, where you kind of traverse this this map and go through different missions and things, and you do certain quests and you beat certain bosses and that kind of thing to get better loot. And obviously as you go through the game and you progress, you'll get more difficult bosses. You didn't get too much of that with the demo, although you know the 3rd sort of level that you play is the most difficult, and you had the opportunity to change the difficulty settings. So we started off, you know, mucking around on normal, and then we kind of went, well, it's actually a bit easy. So we pumped it up to hard, which made it a nice, like a cool challenge. Right, so before we get into the 5 rad and sad topics, this game is very much something that I want to talk about was that this game is very much a multiplayer game. It's kind of like how, at least for me, when I played things like Ghost Recon Wildlands and The Division, those games are very multiplayer based. Like when you play it solo, it gets really repetitive, it gets kind of boring, and I can see this game going the same route. If you don't have like a crew and a squad to play with, might get a little bit tedious and a little bit boring if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to solo queue and just have like random people like screaming Russians and yelling children that come and join into your squad just randomly. If you're not that kind of person, then yeah, I would highly recommend that you get a squad and get some friends together to play this game rather than going at it solo. This game has been really great so far, but there are 5 points that I want to bring up in terms of the rad and sad. And what I want to do is I want to start with the sad, just because so we can end the video off on a positive note and we can talk about the things we like about the game. So let's start with the 5 points that are my sad points for Anthem. So to start off, I don't want to talk about server issues. Okay, we all know that when the demo went live, lots and lots of people just could not get onto the server. I thought it was really strange the way EA handled it, in terms of giving away like tons and tons of these beta keys. And then just smashing the servers to pieces. I don't know if this was like part of their stress testing or something. I don't know what it was, but it was very strange that they just gave away so many keys and just couldn't handle the workload. But anyways, we're not going to talk about the servers. Okay, just this one piece. I'll show you. This is what happened to us.
What the bowl?
This is ridiculous, bro.
You think we're just on a shit server?
Probably.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, man.
What the hell?
There's a thing. A marker.
Oh my word, dude, this guy of mine.
Yeah.
Can't move. Yeah, I think we should try exit the server. Possibly.
What is going on?
Fighting somebody, but I'm rubber banding everywhere, dude. No, right?
Yeah, I think yeah, this is not working out for me.
Weird server.
Alright, so the 5 sad points that I want to get into. Number 1 is gonna be audio. This is not ranked in terms of like the ones I hate the most or whatever. This is just 5 points that I wanted to talk about. But the first one is gonna be audio. My initial thing that like the comparison that I wanted to make is like when I play Battlefield 5, the audio is just as impressive as the visuals. Now we all know that Anthem is a gorgeous looking game. You just have to play it for 5 seconds and you can tell immediately it is a gorgeous looking game. The audio on the other hand is not. I was not impressed. I didn't feel immersed. I didn't feel like there was nature around me. I didn't feel the wind rushing. Okay, I'm in a suit, so maybe the wind is a bit overthinking it a bit. But just the sounds, the creatures, the weapons, the environment, the suit itself. I mean, there was no real oomph behind it. I just didn't feel immersed enough. And that's beyond the points where, I mean, over and above where the audio just cuts out completely and then there's like proper glitching. So that's something that EA needs to fix and BioWare needs to fix before they launch the game. But just as an overall immersive experience, the audio just did not do it for me. It wasn't immersive enough. Like I said, the visuals are amazing, but the visuals can't carry the game. It needs to have that immersive quality, and that is a hand-in-hand audio and visual combination. The next point that I want to talk about that really just like, I don't know, it just ticked me off just a little bit, and maybe it's something that is just a personal preference. I mean, this video is all my own comments and ideas, so you know, whatever. But the waypoints, there was something about the waypoints that just ticked me off a bit. It's supposed to be like this really cool open world environment that you can fly around with. I mean, there is an open world like map that you can, and game mode that you can go and do, but I just felt like if you're gonna do an open world game and there's gonna be missions, like, okay, put a waypoint for like where you need to be in the final destination or whatever it is. But you know, putting waypoints along the way, just it drives players to follow a linear path. And with such an open world experience and these beautiful maps and things like that, you know, why not let us attack this objective whichever way we want to? Why do we need waypoints? Why do we need to follow these like laid out points, like go here, go here, go here, go here? It's just, I don't know, it ticked me off just a little bit. I don't know, it's something that I would have liked to see the game without from the get-go, not like as a separate game mode. Something else, topic number 3 at least, is it kind of carries over from waypoints, I guess, is loading screens. A game like this in 2019, I really would have thought that there wouldn't have been loading screens. I know some people don't really mind, this is not a big deal for them, but you know, for me, I just thought that, you know, we're beyond loading screens now. You know, we're beyond that. And if you're gonna be loading into a server and it's only you and your crew, you know, it's not like there's a whole like 100 other people on the map or whatever. I don't know, it just seemed weird that there was loading screens. Like, surely you should be able to get into an area and it's pre-rendered. I mean, these are pre-rendered. I mean, obviously they're going to be strategically and like, you know, procedurally rendering each area as you move into them. But you know, it's 2019, games have moved on now. You know, some of them like to disguise their loading screens as cutscenes, which I suppose we could do as well. I mean, if you really wanted to do that, but I'm so over loading screens. I just don't need them in my life. I've played too many games, open world games, big games that are able to pull it off. So why not Anthem? Okay, point number 4 is gunplay. Now this is a hot topic and I've discussed it a lot with my friends as well, who jammed with me, and other people who jammed without me, but also kind of raised the same points, is gunplay. The gunplay is a bit weak. It's got a long way to go before it feels weighty. You know, when you play a game and you're like running around with your weapon and you've got a big ass hand cannon or whatever, you want to feel that. You want to feel that weight behind the weapon. And that's just something that I've also started to like, you know, you get with games these days, and maybe I'm making bad comparisons, but you know, when Far Cry came out, the guns felt good. The new Far Cry at least. The guns felt really weighty and good, and when you picked up different weapons, you could feel it through the mouse and keyboard, if that makes any sense. The aiming mechanisms and understanding each weapon and what they can do, you know, like, are they stronger here? You know, you kind of get to understand a weapon. These weapons just felt like they were kind of like little pew-pew guns that you had, that you needed to use to just like sort of keep doing a little bit of damage until your abilities cool down, or you got your ulti and you could push X and just smash them with a bunch of rockets. You know, like they were just fillers. It just felt like a filler between waiting for each cooldown until you could smash your opponent with a rocket. or whatever, you know. It just didn't feel weighty enough. It didn't feel punchy enough. It didn't feel good. It was, you know, I know I'm rambling on about this, but like, can you tell that I wasn't impressed by the weapons? And neither were a lot of my friends, to be honest. They all had the same comments about the weapons. It just felt like a pew pew gun, pew 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 pew, until you could blow it up. And then my final, number 5, the final point of the sads is, again, it's probably one of like a more personal thing, but I really didn't like the UI. The menu system, the way that they did the menu system, it just didn't appeal to me. It felt a little clunky, and confusing, and I don't know, it just didn't feel natural. And I mean, this whole thing of like push to and like hold to confirm something, I mean, we all saw it in No Man's Sky. We all hated it. I say the royal we, but you know, people just weren't impressed with it. Even after a while, after using the game for a while, like I just never liked it. And there's still, again, here in Anthem, this push to hold mechanism is just trash. Get rid of it. I hate it. Anthem, remove this from your game. I would much rather just hit a button and confirm it with a, you know, one hit of a button rather than this holding down crap. It's just confusing and pointless. Another thing that I found, which was really strange, and it's a tiny little thing, but like when you want to launch your mission and your teammates have to say they're ready, they have to push F. Like, now we saw the menu little tooltip thingy that says F for ready, and it was kind of cool, you know, we got it straight away. We're like, okay, whatever. But there were lots of people who just didn't get it, and they were like, what? Like, why do I have to push F to be ready? It's a stupid little thing, but like, I don't know, it just bugged me. And like a friend of mine, you know, kept pushing R for ready. Why is it F for ready? Why is it not just enter for ready? Why is it not click here for ready? You know, there's just so many ways you could have done it. You just didn't have to put F for ready. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. Alright, so we've spoken about the 5 sad points of the game, but now I want to talk more about the rad points of the game. And these are obviously the parts that we all have to talk about, and like obviously everybody's gonna have their own ideas about what went well with this game and what didn't, but these are the 5 rad points that I picked up while playing Anthem. Okay, so point number 1, we'll start with the most obvious one. This game is visually stunning. It is a beautiful, beautiful game in terms of visual aspect. You know, BioWare and Frostbite, using the Frostbite engine, it's just a stunning game. We've seen the Frostbite engine in a lot of other games, and the kind of level of quality that it brings to the experience is absolutely incredible. The environments are beautiful, the javelins are beautiful, the attention to detail, the quality, the character models are phenomenal. I know some people had some bugs, and they saw, you know, javelins without heads on and like messed up faces and things. It's kind of like a little bit of a flashback to Mass Effect Andromeda, where people's faces are all warped and things like that. But hopefully that's not going to become a thing. But just overall, the quality of the visuals have just been stunning, out of this world, beautiful. Right, so point number 2 for my rad is team play. Team play just feels really, really good. Especially when you have different javelins. So when you started the demo, you all had to start with the same javelin. But as you went through the game, or if you played the demo multiple times, you could unlock the other javelins. So what was really cool is when you had a different combination of javelins. Like you mixed the Ranger and the Colossus and, you know, all the different ones. And if you had, like, you know, if there were 4 of you or 3 of you, whatever, and you had a different javelin each, it added a really cool, interesting dynamic to the game. So you would have your tank and your speed and your, you know, your fighter and everything like that. And it would all have different abilities and different aspects that they could bring to the fight. And we found eventually, you know, like when we first started the game, like beating the bosses was quite difficult. Whereas when we unlocked different javelins, and even when we put it on the hardest setting, you know, 3 of us could go in, and if we played our cards right and we used our team dynamic properly, you know, we would smash these bosses like no problem. We had some really good fights with the big boss.
Yo.
Ooh, I just got wrecked.
We fucking just pretty much took that guy out.
Oh, I missed. Yep, there he goes.
Yeah, boys. Easy.
Nice.
Still got ulti.
I mean, it was great. I mean, the team mechanics and the way that you can, and you and your squad can play this game are really exciting, and I'm looking forward to playing the full game and how this is all going to work out with the different upgrades and all, using all the different javelins. I didn't get to use all of them. There was one of them that I didn't get to use, but really cool, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to this game, is that whole team squad dynamic where you're going to roll around just wrecking things. I haven't had that much fun playing a game in a long time with like squad mates and things, so they've really emphasized that, and they've got some tweaking to do with the mechanics of the game and the weapons and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's still early, we understand, we get it, yeah, we get it. But yeah, really excited to see how that turns out. Point number 3 for the Rads is customization, and this is something I'm really excited about. I want to see like what are the different kinds of builds that can come out of these javelins, you know, with the different upgrades per javelin, you know, like the different gun upgrades and the different utilities and weapons and all that kind of stuff. But what I also want to see is the customization of the javelin itself, just the visual aspects or the cosmetic aspects of the javelins, and like, are we going to be able to import our own artwork and slap them as a decal and slap them onto our javelins? Can we create our, you know, I mean, imagine streamers like Dr. Disrespect or something, or V for Voter on his Twitch channel playing Anthem, and he's got his logo smacked on there, and he's got his color scheme and things like that. Like, that would be really cool. I'd be very interested to see that. And hopefully there isn't too many microtransactions in the game. We've seen a little few hints on like pricing, and it seems expensive. So EA, we're watching you. Don't pull a Battlefront on us. We're watching. Okay, so point number 4 is the flying mechanics. Well, flying, hovering, dodging, all that kind of stuff, like, felt really cool. Like when you do that initial, I mean, we all know, you all did it, that initial jump and you hit shift and then that booster kicks in and you start flying. Like, that was really satisfying. That was a really satisfying feeling that I got from flying around. Yeah, Jazz Dog, I can see you. Whee! Your flying is weird. The sensitivity needs a bit of work, you know. You need to tweak it to how you feel, you know, feel comfortable flying, because we all, I'm pretty sure we all did it. We all went down and went into that crazy spiral and then just went out of control. I know most of my friends, we all did it, flying into walls and things like that. But you know, 5 minutes into it, you kind of get used to it, and it really became enjoyable. And then yeah, the dodging and the barrel rolls while you're flying and stuff like that. It gives you that real like Iron Man experience. Like, you feel like you're in an Iron Man suit, and it's just so cool, so satisfying. I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was great. And then topic number 5, which is kind of like, you know, you kind of expect this from a game, but it's about the ultimates, the ulti. Jason, what's going on here?
I'm comboing the shit out of this. What is going on here, dude? That was my ulti, bro.
And the utilities that you get, you know, the rockets on the shoulder and the ultimates, you know, locking onto multiple enemies and, you know, smashing them to pieces. Like, it's your big boom factor, you know. Oh shit. Boom, bitches. Those were really cool. I think they were really well done. They're exactly what we expected, and some. I mean, some of the ultimates were just super crazy and out of the, you know, just mad. But really cool. Like, and even fun to watch as a spectator. Like, when you're flying around the battle, and you know your two teammates are busy fighting the boss, and one of them just smashes them with this huge freaking purple power thing. I don't even know what it was. And the next guy's like shooting 100 rockets at it, and like, you see that just from like a spectator viewpoint is just amazing. And just being caught in the battle with all these really cool things, I don't even know what to call them, these ultimates just going off left, right and center, was just like really cool. I hope that there are many more of them that you can unlock, that have different, you know, power levels or just different like kinds of abilities and things like that, and I'm sure there will be. I'm hoping that it's not just like a one ulti per javelin and that's it, but from what I saw, really cool. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed those, and they kind of made the game a bit more enjoyable just because how like meh the gunfights were. So it's good that we had them. It's good that they have that kind of, you know, you have your utilities that you can get your cooldowns for, but then you've got your big one, your ulti, that you like have to wait for and like build up, and then it's just so exciting to push X and just smash things. Anyways guys, that's my 5 rad and sad for Anthem. It is just the demo, it is kind of like a beta, so there's a lot of work that has to happen in the game. We know that. Next weekend is going to be the open to everyone beta, so they'll obviously have a bit more data to work off, and hopefully within the 6 weeks that they have until they release the game, they can fix a lot of the bugs. But the initial thoughts on the game are really, really great. All my friends that have played the demo said that they are 99% sure that they're going to buy the game, which is great considering they've only played like 3 missions or whatever. But you know, that's obviously a positive reaction to the game. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I look forward to playing this game a lot more. I'm going to be playing it when the full beta release happens next weekend. I want to get back into it and jam with some other friends that weren't able to play it. But yeah, that has been my review of Anthem. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to leave in your comments if you agree with any of these, or if you want to build onto any of them, or if you disagree with them, please by all means hit me up in the comments below, and I'll be sure to converse with you there, and we can share some of our ideas about the game and what your experiences of the game were. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give that thumbs up. If you want to see more of this, hopefully I'm planning on putting out more of this kind of content, so if you want to see more of that, please hit the subscribe button. And don't forget that I do also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/V4Voter. If you want to see me playing games live, you are more than welcome to come hang out and have some fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.